I'm really a filmmaker. I'm a 3-time national scholarship winner. In the middle, those are some of the companies we would have worked with. And on the right, that's my lovely wife. And guess what? Her name is Rheem. Hint, hint. Pandemic 2020, I went to the doctor and I learned that I had high cholesterol. Now, I was like, me? How I could have high cholesterol? So there is your boy, a real string up there looking like Transformers. And cholesterol is supposed to be about 200 and below. Mine was 300 and above. So the doctor was very concerned, wanted to put us on statins and that kind of stuff. We went into the car park. My wife looked at me, started crying, "Oh God, I'm dead." I said, "You real dramatic girl." And essentially we ended up, I realized it was serious. I keep in a brave face, and we had to hire the help of a nutritionist, a health coach, and she really showed us the benefits of nuts, oats, and seeds. So we went into the grocery store and, looking at some of these selections, but we felt like we could do a little better. This exact jar is a recycled strawberry jam jar that I had posted online because I was having this Rheem for a while. My cholesterol went down, I was exercising, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to make a label with my wife's name on it, Rheem, R-H-E-E-M, and I'm going to put the tagline, "Feed Your Heart," because that's essentially what she was doing for me. And I just posted out there, I say, "Hey, this is my wife making this granola, I think it's delicious, who wants to try it?" Well, boy, that night somebody bought that jar. Within that week we had 100+ orders, and we found a way to just make some labels and put it out there. Rheem Granola was born. We then started to drive door to door, delivering it, people north, south, east, west, 16 hours. We delivering Rheem Granola, people really enjoying it, but we thought it was a phase. It would just fade out, people are excited about the Rheem. Nope, it grew. It really grew with the support. And this is when we knew it was about to scale up. When we had influencer Kivo, who you may know, sending us this voice note.
It's difficult for me to say, but I realized that I didn't order enough. I did not order enough Rheem. I said, let me take 2. I'm going to overdo it. But I did not order enough. I'm angry with myself. It is a fantastic product. I said, let me just take a little tips, and go upstairs. I went back downstairs 4 or 5 times. I am now hiding the other pack. I don't want to share it.
That's when we realized we had a problem on our hands. Our little kitchen, our little oven, we needed help. So, Cariri. This is how we encountered Cariri. Our friend Vanessa, she is a fellow entrepreneur. She runs Bay Milk Co. She told us that there was this Bay facility that helped SME, and that's where we also met Nicola and Peter and Andrea and the entire team who basically brought us in. And this is where I really want to pause. At this point in time, this was the first time as filmmakers we were in an industrial kitchen. We had access to the industrial ovens, the convection oven, large-scale production space, and the expertise of technologists, persons who've been doing this for 11+ years, just really embracing us, but we never felt like they just inundate us with all the jargon. It felt like a family. And here is where we learned how to use these things safely. Sanitization techniques, how to make sure you don't have bacteria going into your product, how to scale it up in a way where we're not using, 1 teaspoon measurement now, we're using, shovels, scoops, bigger bowls, bigger mixers, and also a mindset shift. Because at that time, we weren't thinking about scaling up per se, but every time we did something, Nicola would say, that's not scalable, right? And so we started to think about it in that way. We then also needed to meet the demand of a distributor. In a week, we had 100+ orders, but in months, we actually got a distributor signing on to us, and we now had to produce a lot more granola. And this is where the facility that Cariri offered allowed us to be able to produce now boxes and boxes of granola that was ready for the trade, that had great standards, that were tested as well at the facility. We were excited, and we had the support and the mentorship, which is important. Boom. So my wife and I, in our own facility, that white stove you see there, that's where we started the Rheem granola in. Yes, imagine that. And this is why I want to thank Sadira, Cariri, and the IDB grant. We were able to scale up. So it wasn't just, the bay here, but one thing about Cariri, they want you to grow. They want you to grow. And so this was a stepping stone because we didn't have the funds at the time. You had the access, but they were also giving us the opportunities to create your own. And so now we were able to use the same techniques that we learned, the same standardization practices, etc., to be able to scale. Now on the trade, we have our packaging. We also want to thank Jessica. When we started, we did our first trade show at TIC. Everybody, it's just like, it's not just the bay per se, but there's a family that is growing. Here though, quick story, our packaging as you see now, it was, I would say, gourmet. But we didn't learn yet about packaging and how it's used to preserve your product and keep it safe. One day we were on the trade, and Miss Sharon Rose, I recognized her because I was doing research. And I approached her and say, hi. She's like, who are you? And right there and then she was on vacation. She said, on vacation, I said, but I'm not. And I talked to her about our packaging. We wanted to extend our shelf life. We didn't want to have any preservatives. And she right there and then, in her trolley with her head wrap, giving us all the information about the specs that we should use, the layers, a barrier of protection, the nitrogen flush that we should get, the metallized PET bags. And she gave us literally 45 minutes in the entrance of a grocery store, basically sharing. And I want to say that because that's the passion that they have. And this is why I know the facility is going to do well, because it also has that support. And that conversation led us to our new bags. So this is our current bags here. Ta-ta-da-da! Our new Rheem Gourmet Granola bags. And I would like to give the first one to you. You all will get your rest, don't worry. Right? And so now we have our FDA approved labeling, our story, nutritional facts, our ingredients. It was locally designed as well. My wife and I, we designed it with the help of a team. We took a year to get to this point, and that conversation with Miss Rose really helped us go to the next level. This is where the innovation is now, and where we've connected filmmaking and food. We've also included the ability to have augmented reality on the packaging. So now, customers could not only experience food, but they could experience the film part of it. And we can export our stories as well as our products. So I have a little bit of an example here. You just use your phone. You don't have to download any app. As long as you have the internet, you scan it on the QR code and then the face of the packaging, and the image would jump out in front of you. You don't have to go to any website. So that's where we now were able to include some innovation there and be able to export our stories and combine our both passions now. So this is an example.
For business inquiries only.
Literally just holding the phone.
And I'm her husband, Steve, and we're filmmakers.
And the videos would pop up.
Don't touch my back, Josh. Don't touch my back.
I give you permission. Go ahead, touch his back.
Together, we've created Rheem Gourmet Granola.
With our hectic schedule,
We need to have fun at the gym.
come shake it up with us.
Rheem Gourmet Granola. Shake it up. Rheem Gourmet Granola.
And we're really excited about that. So guys, thank you so much for your time. Cariri, thank you so much for your mentorship, for this space. I'm excited about this new facility. We are excited to keep growing, and just in terms of our next steps, we are hoping to expand our facility to do more talks like these with entrepreneurs as well, so we could share our story and keep that cycle of sharing going. We also want to start regional export, become a household name, grow with our Cariri family, and of course, I think we are at the stage now where we need investors and smart money so that we could go to the next level. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
People, it's time to wake up. Time to give your health a healthy shake up. We're shaking Rheem Gourmet Granola. Shake it up. Rheem Gourmet Granola. Shake it up. Nutritious, delicious, affordable too. The perfect snack just for you. We shaking Rheem Gourmet Granola. Shake it up. Rheem Gourmet Granola. Shake it up.
Shake for your health with a great taste of Rheem Gourmet Granola, made with a natural, wholesome blend of protein premium ingredients, including nuts, oats, seeds, fruits, spices, and more. Try some today. Rheem Gourmet Granola. Feed your heart.